Hello and welcome to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some Wildermyth, is how I would pronounce it. It might also be Wildermyth. Wildermyth sounds a bit better to my ear, but that's how I'm going to go with. So, what this is, if anyone out there is not aware, it's an RPG. It's a very stylish one, very sort of illustrated book kind of art style, which is cool. And it's more of a story and narrative generator than it is a combat game. It does have combat, it has turn-based combat. Can be quite technical at times. But leveling and sort of power leveling is much less important in this than just, playing to have a story and to make it interesting and end up with, an interesting group of characters. And it's generational as well. Like you can retire heroes throughout the course of a campaign. They can have children who then join your adventuring band and stuff. So it's a lot of fun. I played it in early access quite a lot, but I haven't really jumped into it too much since it was released, about a year ago, I think. Something like that. But we're going to play it now. It's had quite a few updates. I think it's continued to add to the game, and everyone seems very excited about how good it is to play. So we're going to dive in and start a new game. Maybe I could switch player. Let's start. Let's create a new player. Boring Dad. So here we go. These are what our characters are going to like to start with. Let's play. New story. So these are different campaigns. Everything is kind of locked now up until... apart from this Age of Ulstrix story, which is a 3-chapter story that is geared towards new players. Face off against the implacable Gorgon leader, Ulstrix. So we're going to do that. There are different difficulties, from easy to hard. We're going to go at adventure level, I think. We're not going to do Iron Man mode, just in case there's any, crashing and stuff like that. But I'm not going to do any reloading if people die or anything like that. That's just part of the story. Let's go. So here are our heroes. We can re-roll these until we get something that we like the sound of. We have a future warrior called Ro. She's a hot-headed intellectual, which is interesting. Not quite sure what that means. It's probably related to this. Let's just go back though. I think a hot-headed warrior is an interesting thing. Let's just randomize it a couple of times. An aloof greed wagon, cowardly poet, romantic goof. Let's keep romantic goofball on our warrior. Hunter, compassionate coward, bookish poet, cowardly poet, aloof snark. That sounds good. We'll have an aloof snark, and here we'll have. How about a decisive intellectual as our future mystic? So we have Macathia, Zinwing, and Lanar. I might actually re-roll that. Xanatha. Xanatha Flaxen. That sounds good. Lanar Spirit. I actually don't mind Lanar. Zinwing. A bit of a mouthful. How about Quill? Quillfang. Sounds good. I'm not going to change anything else about them. We're going to go in with these. Starting calamities. It says 0 recommended, so we'll start with that. Growing the lands. Okay. When we come back, we'll dive into the adventure. Oh, no, we're already there. I wasn't sure how long that would take. Smoke. I'll narrate there's no voice acting, or there wasn't when I played anyway, but I'll leave, so I'll do the voice acting, and I'll just leave these little illustrations up for a moment, just so people can have a look. was this book. There's room in it for another story. It's cold. I'm stuck here. Ah, this is Lanar. What can his voice be? He's our mystic. It's increasingly likely I won't last the night, but that's what books are for, to ensure that our knowledge survives us. Very well then, this must qualify as a beginning. Here in our yondering country, something in the woods is very strange. Bothered only by aching legs, a young woman named Xanatha takes the seasonal road to the town of Blithedale. How long would they believe me if I pretended I lost my voice? I bet I could get him going. Maybe not Lanar. Breeze is light that day. Birds are timid. In fact, the whole world is taking a breath, ready to leap in the sea. I'm there already, huh? Here's the hard part. Getting Quill out of bed will probably take the rest of the morning, listening to his morose little comments and also that smoke? Fluttering flames roost among the far-off rooftops. Xanatha hurries towards town thinking of Quill, a young man whom she's known since girlhood. And we get some choices. So we could choose rivalry, watch me worry, and he's fine. Friendship, looks like he's starting fires again. Or romance. What was Xanatha? Was she the romantic one or was it Quill? I can't remember. Let's go with friendship. Quill, tell me it wasn't you this time. So here we go. A quick explanation of the system. It's fairly similar to turn-based strategy games like XCOM, that sort of thing. You have two actions you can do, so you can move and attack, or you could double move, or you can just attack. But you can't attack then move. That attacking will end your turn. Heroes can take moves in any order. We can scroll in and out a little bit. So we're just going... There's nothing here to suggest we're under attack, so let's just double move all the way forward. We can attack the scenery. We'll do stuff. We won't do all the explanations at once. We're going to we'll cover stuff off as we get there. So we're at this door. We have a little action thing now here. We can open door, which we're going to do. His house is still standing at least. Quill, you're not all burned up, are you? She doesn't know. Why is no one... Hey, do you not smell the... I smell the smoke. Get inside. Huh. Slam. Your bow. Yeah, I'm not trying to shoot out the fire, if that's what you're about to say. Actually, there's... a monster in the garden. So, yeah, I'm very annoyed. Staying here isn't really an option. Right, so I've got some tools around. You're stronger than I am. You can swing something pretty good. I bet we can at least drive it off. Okay, so our warrior, what they're going to choose? We could choose a pitchfork, a pickaxe, or a frying pan. Let's go with the pitchfork. It can be killed, right? Or it can't. We'll find out once we open that door. Foe cards. So this is the combat encounter now. It's telling us which enemies we're going to be facing. Roe. Hooves thrown sloppily around beneath it. It runs staggering, bellowing its agony. So we can choose which one to move. So let's... we've got to go through this back door. So let's take Xanatha first. That was actually her turn. So let's bring Roe up. And something to mention here in terms of a gameplay element, it's called... I can't remember what they call it. But basically, when you have two allied units on, to the north, east, south or west of them, they can add a defensive shield to their stats. So you can see it's on the ground here. It's like a little blue line with a upside down shield it is here. Yeah, so that... It'll probably explain it to us. But it basically means they they block 1 damage incoming. Which should be quite good. I think all we're going to do is wait. Right, now that Xanathar's got all her action, we're going to open the door. Go over. We can't see the row currently. There we go, we can see it now. Here we go, walling. It's called walling. Reduce damage. Stand adjacent to an ally to wall with them. Walling reduces incoming damage by 1 and doesn't stack. Can't see how far the row will move. I think we'll be okay. Let's just wait there. We can move past. Might be able to attack from here. No, we can't. We're too far away. But that's okay. Row's probably going to come in towards us. So we still can't shoot. What's our range? I think it's those lightly red squares, so it's just out of our range. Let's actually move Xanathar first. Let's move her up to kind of block this path through that it wants to take. Oh, we can actually strike it. So we have an 86% chance to hit. The 15% stunt is basically a crit, so that's 4 crit chance. It's got 4 health. We're doing 4 damage to it, so this should be a 1-hit kill. There we go, we actually crit. Did 5 damage. So there's a victory. Equal XP shared though, even though Quill didn't do much. Xanathar has grown stronger. Warriors like Xanathar are built hardy, enduring, with a natural aptitude for battle. They develop powerful techniques for close combat, and here we can sort of choose what route to take Xanathar down. She could be a raider. So as a swift action, Xanathar can start a fire on an empty tile, or break a piece of adjacent scenery, dealing 1 damage to all foes adjacent to the scenery. Damage 1 + 1/2. Wolf Call. This is a passive skill. After a successful kill, Xanathar's allies gain +2 speed for this and the following turn. Or Paladin. Passive. If Xanathar ends her turn by moving, she will automatically enter Guardian, which is like an Overwatch ability, I think. And I think that's quite powerful. I'm going to go down the Paladin route. Now we've got Quill. Hunters like Quill thrive in the wild, surviving through stealth and peerless archery. They master their surroundings and bring down large quarry. So he could be a Quelling Moss, which he's quoted his weapons in Quelling Moss. His melee and ranged damage attacks apply poison. As an action, he can toss a flask of burning moss that applies poison to all units in the area. He can have piercing shots. Ranged attacks of 1 pierce. And I think that would mean that they also hit the units behind his target, which is quite strong. Obviously a bit situational. Archery. After a ranged attack against him or any adjacent allies, Quill counterattacks with a ranged attack of his own. And I'm tempted to take that because we will get a lot of those on us. Ranged attacks. And now we've found some treasure. Wolfheart Bracelet. Augment health. 0.7 to health. And I mean, we're going to give that to... We could salvage it, but I think I'm going to give it to Xanathar for a bit of extra health. Flaming gear is permanent. So this, you can change the gear that's on them, but you'd have to destroy it to replace it, and it can't be taken off and given to anyone else. The tower in the hills. I wasn't sure if I hit it or not. The creature's death is quiet. It seems to slip from life in a few stunned, hazy blinks. They'll spend a piece of the day getting the flames under control. The damage isn't as bad as it could have been. Townsfolk emerge from hiding to fight fires and clear debris. Some full of curiosity, others visibly haunted by what they've seen. We should go. Lanar is alone and it's quite possible he needs our help. Lanar? Oh, he's at the ruined tower by now, probably talking to spiders or a ghost or something. Or another deer monster. Lanar will be waiting for us. What happened today could be happening everywhere, couldn't it? Something about that tower is just stuck in my mind. It's like when you get apple skin in your teeth. In your mind teeth? Huh? Yeah. Anyway, I just think we said we'd meet him. We should. The tower in the hills. You've been there? Yeah, once. Actually, looking at the tracks, they come and they go. That direction. Xanathar and Quill follow the pounded path of monstrous feet, hoping for the best and dreading every other possibility. So again, we could choose rivalry, and this is between Quill and Lana. Friendship. Romance. I think we're going to go rivalry between them. Town in the hills. A wordless while passes between them, but the quiet only heightens their worry. I know you don't exactly get along with Lana these days. Maybe not, no. You know what it is? It's like today, while we clean up what I'm going to assume was his mess, I bet that book mole is up there now. Without a care in the world. Right, so now we get, this is like the overworld map. So we can see that we're in Blithedale, we're both here. These other regions are impassable, they're mountains, we can't actually move on to those squares. There will be other lands kind of in this fog of war. But for now, what we do is just, well, let's read this. Scouting. In order to find sites in the wilderness, heroes must scout the land, which takes time. Click on an unscouted tile to show the scout action. So we're going to click on this. And then we're going to click on Scout. So now we can choose who we're going to send there. We're going to send both of them. Already pre-selected, we can send up to 5. It's going to take 10 days to travel there. And 13 days to complete the scout action as well. So let's do that. You can see there, we're scouting the region. Wildermyth, the previous night. The tower where Lana had arranged to meet Xanatha and Quill is a place he often used to escape to as a boy. He knows its rooms and floors so well. He could survive being chased through them. Now wait, I suppose. Dust gets deep as rain puddles in here. Alive is alive. Better have a plan if that beast breaks through. You really are a curiosity to me, beast. It's a shame about your attitude. It's a picturesque old tower, perfect for a plot twist. There's an elden dignity in the stones. They stand for standing, though it seems they guard nothing. But as the old will tell you, precious things go overlooked in a ruin. What lodges amid the bones of failure is often the dreams that drove it. That book. Why have I never... Easy there. I guess you're wondering why I'm talking to myself, huh, beast? I'm also wondering. Lana bends to pull it loose. The book's heavier than its slender spine suggests. Look at all this. It's full of strange stories, the folklore of folk long forgotten. Circles of the ancients. Is wild nonsense. How a woodcutter can read the rings inside old trees to find the exact moment a grove began calling itself a forest. Do you hear hidden fish? Has nothing to do with fish. It's the tale of a girl burned to glass by lightning and buried. She wakes in the darkness, a fresh young worm, and begins her eternal swim through the earth. The Blithedale dancer claims there once danced a woman in so many spinning circles that she stopped moving and everything else began to turn instead. Lana reaches the last word of the final tall tale. A few blank pages are left. This book. Something in him feels like it's coming loose, but he can't tell exactly what. There's room for another story. It's cold. I'm stuck here. Very well then, this must qualify as the beginning. Here in our yondering country. Lana writes. Words are ready. Omens have formed in the fabric of everything, and he's beginning to recognize them now. Some are just misgivings. They've crept through his body like the sourceless like the sourceless aches one wakes with. Others are more substantial. Now they seem lightning plain, a promise of thunder. For in the wild black woods where birds once belled, a hateful silence churns. pain lights Lanar's head. Subsides.
I made it to morning.
He lowers his bleary eyes. His story lies before him in luminous script. Empty pages have sprouted behind it.
Why do I feel powerful?
He pulls a spoon from his pocket. I think we're going to go with the staff. He slides a branch from the rubble. It's sturdy and has a palm-loving twist.
Well, beast, it's time I'm getting out of here.
We have a rager. It charges without seeing, misshapen tusks swinging wildly. So we can use interfusion to kill from a distance. Where's the pig? It's probably in here, isn't it? So what is interfusion? Well, this is basically how the spellcasters cast spells. We can click on interfuse, so we can see there's objects around that are highlighted. So if we click on, say, the forge, we could cast Discus, which would inflict 5 damage at 4 squares range. A stone disc launches at an enemy or scenery and then ricochets to another, dealing half damage to the second target. We could highlight the bookstand and inflict Splinter Blast, which would cast 2 damage, 2 shred, 2 pierce. Now shred shreds armour, and I think pierce, as was with the archery skill, I think hits other enemies behind. Same thing there on the telescope. Barrage. 3 to 5 damage at 5 range. Tools are torn into a deadly whirl, rendering targets in a nearby area with their tooly teeth. So I think first, let's see if we can catch sight of this rager. There it is. There, it's just explained in diffusion, but I've just done it, so we won't need to read that. It's probably going to get rid of that barrier. Shark trap. Lay traps of shards on the floor like shark fins, pinning and dealing 3 damage to enemies that step on them. Let's do that, because I think he's going to come in here, isn't he? So we can choose where we put them. Let's do that, because then we're he has to step on that to get to us then. Oh, where's he going? How do we get past this barrier? I assume that he would charge it and knock it down. Let's do discus, and we're going to throw it at the barrier. Did it not say we could throw it at scenery? Okay, well it's highlighted in red what we can throw it at, which doesn't include this. Let's come down here and wait. It's searching for what? Attack scenery? Okay, just keep moving, I suppose. Okay, are you going to tell me how... I have no idea. So Splinter Blast. Oh, it stepped on our trap. Now we're going to cast Splinter Blast. 91% chance to hit. And we killed it. Okay. As a mystic, Lana has acquired the knack for interfusing his spirit with earthly things, drawing on these bonds to enact formidable magics. Archers. Lana bonds with the earth and summons from seedling and silt a wondrous tree that pins surrounding enemies. Mythweaver. Advanced interfusions on statues and ruins. Garb. That's an interesting one. Let's take Mythweaver. It sounds like it's got a few interesting things going on. We can have Star Slate Pauldrons, which are going to add some warding. Okay. Warding is defense of some kind, I guess. Reunion. More monsters roamed the ruined halls and rattled the rotting furniture. But Lanar moves quietly, sensing his way in the dark. Daylight lands on his wrist. Cool wind soothes his tired eyes.
No, it's still the same world.
He closes the tower door, gentle, to make no noise.
That was the mystic's art that I did, right, Tower? Where'd I get it from? Could it just have happened? Is it just one of those things? Things a man's born with that might blossom in his life when he needs them. That's the logic of stories. It can't truly explain anything. I need to get back to the library.
Lanar?
Of course, this means I've got some new responsibilities suddenly. First one's maybe to figure out my limits. Lanar, you bunkhead.
Hey Lanar, something happened?
Oh, Xanathar. Yes, sorry. Quill's voice just bounces off my ear sometimes. Xanathar and I only barely made it.
Yeah, see that smoke on the horizon? That's from the town.
Yeah, that's built Blithedale. It burned? Oh! Things are different than they were. Yeah, well, I don't know if you've ever seen something quite like this. A monster? Sure we have.
We slay monsters.
Okay, well, I do magic.
So, we've got to go back to Davmark's Spire now. We don't need to scout the region, obviously. We can see there's two lurking Gorgons, as well as our units here. There's stuff to be had here. Click on the banner to assault it there. So yeah, we're going to click on here. Strength of 2 in this region. There's 3 of us. That seems doable. Let's go. Will you guys get mad if I knock? I'm very polite. A perfect understanding isn't likely to emerge. What these beasts are, where they come from, what drove them to attack the town of Blithedale. But letting them nest here feels like the wrong idea. Wait, are we supposed to be thinking of a plan? Oh, that's embarrassing.
Sure, well,
Back at my house, it was pretty simple. Kill the beast before it kills you, and we could gain courage, or...
I just came out of there. If we're methodical, patient, we can fend them off at least.
Let's be courageous. Combat modifier, so the courage gives all heroes +2 damage for 3 turns. Which feels pretty good. Focus, we have a raccoon scrambling through shadows. Its barbed appendages eagerly twitch. And another row that we fought in the first mission. Right, so we're gonna... Action points. So a bit more about this. Every hero starts out with 2 action points every turn. Different abilities have different costs. Single action ends turn, so that's like a filled diamond. An empty diamond is single action. Swift action is free once per turn. And free actions cost no action points. Okay, so we can see here Silk Step is a full action. Move can be one or t'other. Swap weapon appears to be free. So let's start with Xanathar. We want her to come up and get ready to come in this door. And we can go I think this is a free move to open. Let's do that. We can't actually see any enemies in this room, so let's push ahead even further. And she's now guarding against foes automatically. That's good. So Quill, Silk Step is... it's kind of a stealth move. He can be hidden so that he doesn't get targeted by attacks. That can be quite useful. But you kind of leap to a square with that. I don't think we need to do that now. I think what we're going to do, we're going to wall with Xanatha here. We could still Silk Step. No, I want to stay walled, so just wait. And Lanar, I guess we'll move you up as well, and you can wall with Quill. Get a bit of a double wall going there. It doesn't stack, remember. You've either got it or you haven't. And then we wait. Okay, so back to Xanatha. We're going to open the door. And they're both right here. Okay. So we can strike the row. Dealt 6 damage. It's Lanar's highlighted. Can I not move? Why is... Oh, maybe I waited on Quill. That's slightly annoying. Let's interfuse with whatever this is. Blinding enemies. Or Splinter Blast. Which I can only cast around that chair. Let's try the blind then. Can I not do that? Withdraw for that. Alright, that was our turn. So we're going to get attacked. Oh, it came past. Went for Quill, did a damage. Raccoon is a ranged enemy, but we dodged its attack. Oh, but remember, he fires back at anything that attacks an adjacent ally. So that was good. So this is looking pretty fine here, isn't it? Okay, let's look at the weapon switching thing. So Quill, you can swap weapon, and you got a blade. I'm going to move you to here, and then we're going to attack the row. Dealt 5 damage. The row is gone. Now Xanatha, let's go up and attack this raccoon, and that's gone too. That's victory for everyone. So we found Greybark, a hunter armor, tier 1. Less speed, more armor and warding. I'm not entirely sure what... I know armor is a straight block to damage. I'm not quite sure what warding is. Unless it's to magic damage, possibly? Town Watchers who are good with the bow and who can't get anything fancy have long traded to each other the secrets of Greybark. Metal links and scales are sewn into long shirts, traditionally grey leather or canvas, leaving the arms light to draw and fire. Yep. So it's actually, if I highlight it here, absorbs magic damage. There you go. So that's good. He's got some warding, got some armor, a bit of loss of speed, a bit of loss of dodge as well, which is slightly annoying. But it's a better armor, so that's good. A name in song. The last misshapen creature folds its bones and dies. Blue fluids darken the dust. Just blood, I suppose. Corrupted blood?
Corrupted is a heady word. Today has put reality in a spiral, kind of. Yeah.
Day drops, day rises. Dusk is sweet, the sunrise sweeter. It's not long before they've cleaned the old tower up a bit. I wish we'd get a storm. How dramatic this place would look. Even the oldest books say very little of what we've now seen. Monsters come... Oh no, this is him talking.
Even the oldest books say very little of what we've now seen. Monsters come from myths. But where do myths come from? I suppose we'll learn. They're real now. Let's not wait to be overrun. We're a company of heroes now. We'll walk the land. We'll fight. People need us. We'll give ourselves a name and make sure it's one they'll sing.
Sounds like you've thought about this. We're going to name the company.
We'll be called the Elk of Law.
How about Fidander's Swans?
Maybe
The Lance of Daysun. I prefer that one, the Lance of Daysun. Out of those choices, that seems fine. I think these are all randomly generated. After that, the three of them are inseparable. Rumours are rampant, heroes are needed. This world will be flooded in sorrows, but its defenders are joined by a fire that night. Here follows the tales of the Lance of Daysun. Be remembered. Calamities. So this is something that there's like a timer in the background that will introduce calamities over time. And in this case, we've added an extra monster. No, it's a modifier to a monster card. So Gorgon units of the row variety now have 25% more health. There we go. So this is the Gorgon faction, and we're going to see stacks of cards come up in here as the timers go off. And that was the tutorial. Legacy points. Get legacy points by taking new sites. Spend legacy points to do things like recruit heroes, build stations, and cancel calamities. So yeah, so you can slow down or cancel calamities, but really only really want to do that if it's something really bad. It's better to kind of build up these sites that we've taken. Securing sites. Once a site is free of enemy control, you can spend some time to secure it. Secured sites provide resources now and at the end of each chapter, which you can use to craft gear at a town or between chapters. So let's do that now. So we're going to click on the banner. Search bodies, scrape gummy candies, squat and sort garbage. Ugh, heroing sure is glamorous. Secure Davmark Spire. We can choose to investigate thoroughly and catalogue everything and find an item, or we can be faster. I think we want to find an item. They can all do it, and it's gonna, yeah, you can see the days passing up here. We're spending quite a lot of time doing this. You can see the timer ticking down to the next calamity. So when we finish this, it's at 129 days. A thorough delving through the mysteries of Davmark Spire has proven rewarding. Study the world and you'll never finish discovering wonders. It's going to provide resources at the end of each chapter. So we can choose what it's going to provide. Hides tends to be for the hunter armor, spell threads for the mystic armor, and ingots for various things. Maybe we'll... maybe it does all of these things. Does it do all of these things? Also found a brooch. That's potency. Damage added to interfusion attacks there. So we're going to give it to Lanar then. He's got an extra brooch there now. There we go. Yeah, we can see we've got leather, ingots, and spell thread here at Davmark Spire. That's going to come at the end of the chapter. But we're going to leave it there. That was just a quick look at the tutorial, but we'll be coming back. And when we do, we're going to be proceeding through Chapter 1, clearing all hostile sites and securing Brown Fang Arcanery, which I think is probably here. There we go. So yeah, so we're going to be travelling to other regions, securing them, doing fights, gradually levelling up our heroes, and some strange and exciting things can happen to them. On a random basis, I think. So, you know, there's nothing scripted here. It's going to be unique to this playthrough, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. So thanks very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, then please do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel as well. That would be amazing. And I hope to see you next time for more Wildermyth. Bye for now.